Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sit Your Axe Down. I'm Kyle, and we've got Lucas as always, and we got two guests this time. First time we've done two guests on a podcast. We're here at Axes and O's in Sterling, Virginia for the second annual Capital City Classic. But yeah, let's get into our guests here real quick before we start everything. Our guests are
Tim, and we got Tyler. And so we've been talking about trying to do a winners roundtable, and well, here we are. We got me and Tim here. Just kidding. Tyler did good too.
I did.
Yeah.
2 second places.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. So Tim takes home Hatchet, winner of the second Capital City Classic. And I was fortunate enough to play Tyler in Knives and Big Axe, and Tyler was feeling very generous. He let me win. And then Ian and I were able to win. We won last year, and we were able to win duels again this year. So overall, pretty good day. But Tim, so first big win? You won like a local tournament or anything before?
Unsanctioned. Battle of Lake Erie year before last.
Okay.
So
Nice.
All right, not bad. So what do you think the difference was today? Like, what got you over the hump?
not thinking,
Okay.
just shutting off. I try to not look at it as 10 throws. It's 10 throw ones.
Okay, all right.
So you'll even see me kind of shut down when I line up and throw. And, I just try to stay out of my own way as far as the headspace goes.
That's good. I sometimes wish I could do that. Sometimes I definitely cannot.
I actually have another theory
Okay.
of what got him over the
I
hump
do
today.
too.
Luck?
No.
Nope. So Thursday evening,
I don't know. I wasn't here.
we went out to eat, right? All of us Thursday. Oh well, Lucas wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't
Tyler.
here.
Thursday.
You were here Thursday, didn't you?
Yeah, we were at Miller's Ale House.
We
Yep.
went to Miller's Ale House.
That
And
place sucks. I mean, thanks
you were
for
there
the
too.
shout-out.
Yeah, and somebody
Yeah, kidding.
somebody mentioned the most athletic people in axe throwing.
Oh, that's right.
And nobody, I knew it in my head immediately. I was like, is anybody even going to suggest Tim? I mean, he's the most jacked person at the table.
Not one person.
Not
the
one
entire
person
conversation.
mentioned it. And he went, fuck you guys.
Yeah, but
I am going to destroy you this week.
did people mention me?
No.
What? Bro,
Actually, we brought up me and you as examples of
bro, that is
Tyler did. He
I-
did, actually.
I
disrespectful.
thought for certain that you would have even
All the
suggested
people that-
Tim sitting right there was just like,
You know what? Forget all of you, because the last time that we had a fucking foot race at any of these tournaments, I'd smoked everybody.
in anything athletic.
That is a lie. Bro, I've got video proof that I waxed everybody.
Dude, let's go disc golfing right now.
Yeah, that's not athletic.
when was that?
It's
When was that
pretty
tournament?
athletic.
August?
Yeah, it was August.
We did.
We've got, bro, Kyle's going to look it up.
Podcast?
I mean, I guess
Absolutely.
Okay.
it's okay.
I-
Just,
I
we
have
don't want
to
to get too
select
crazy.
that it's
Like
adult.
PG-13, like one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, one.
No, you get more.
Yeah, so there is video proof that I am athletic. And I set the high score in the basketball last night. Who did I beat? Manny Cole,
And
Okay, he sees
Dustin Knight, Zach Crawford wasn't even that didn't even count.
all right.
But yeah.
Those guys look fast.
Oh, I'm telling you, I got wheels.
where's this at?
I don't know. Kyle's got video proof somewhere. We'll try to link a little pic of it.
We'll put them in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put a little clip. We'll put it right here. We'll edit it right here.
I think you and Tim should do a foot race.
Bro, Tim and I'll race around this room right now.
Winner gets first place Hatchet.
I bet. Well, I'm down.
where did we do that at?
It was in Wisconsin. It was after.
Titantown?
Yeah, I think it was after Titantown.
Didn't we go to Titantown after the thing at Charlotte?
Yeah, the same weekend as the Commissioner's Cup. You don't have video? Well, this man's. We'll get the video. I know somebody's got some out there. There's some footage.
We interrupt your regular broadcast because we found the footage from the Titantown race via Dr. Dan himself. Thanks, Dr. Dan. Race number 1 is Lucas Johnson and Manny Cole. Lucas getting hyped up. overtakes Manny by a few steps. Race number 2 is Lucas, Manny, and Zach Crawford. Manny giving a lot in this race here, keeping it close. Zach just a handful of steps behind. And the last race of the night is Lucas and Dustin Knight. This race here closer than expected, but Lucas pulls out the win in the end. Thanks for watching this riveting intermission. We will now return you to the podcast.
But I feel disrespected that Tyler included me in the unathletic category with him.
Kyle only has the unedited footage. He has to find that.
Yeah.
Doctor
I don't know
stuff.
where it is. I know that we sent it.
So,
On the rules survey.
yeah, they said they were tired of athletic people winning.
That's true.
I
So they were
guess-
obviously talking about me. See,
Yeah.
the
I also
the
told me I need to stop making the same 20 people win. So
Yeah, well,
I'll
you're
get on that.
yeah. Good luck.
So that's what happened today.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, so I felt
you.
that was the theory, was that you were like,
Yeah,
screw these guys. I'm gonna show them, what happens when you disrespect.
I think a little bit of it was, well, I mean, I guess it was just Tyler that you ended up playing, but I was going to say that you played, there were people in the finals that you were maybe more comfortable throwing against that also probably helped. Because I know that sometimes that helps, and sometimes that also hurts though, because last year at this tournament,
Get too comfortable.
I got knocked out of A by Philibom, and then I dropped down to B, and I had to play Ian. And Ian and I threw the worst game possible. I'm pretty sure both games we both threw 40-something. Neither of us wanted to hit kills. We didn't want to hit bullseyes. It was awful. But I think that, being comfortable throwing next to somebody can usually be good.
So what are you saying, though, about that match? Who won that match?
Oh, Ian did for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucked.
Intro mile. Wins a
Yeah.
win.
Last year,
Oh,
I
yeah.
lost in the exact same fashion I did this year. We're in the exact same lane on the exact same kill shot. I had
Was it
9
the-
throws, and I missed one of the kill shots for the 64.
You know what?
The
Nice.
56 and lost to a 63.
Take notes, everybody.
You lost to Tishko here last year?
No, I lost to Theodora.
Oh, well, I lost
So
to
not,
Phil.
not in a finals, but I lost in that lane.
In that-
I missed that exact same kill shot.
I
for the
also
64.
lost in
The
that
exact
lane.
same way.
Yeah, I lost in that lane last year to Philibom by missing a 64. I think that lane is cursed. Next time I'm making them throw on lane 3.
I disagree.
You did. All right.
Yeah,
Tim says
Tim
that's
says
fine.
screw
That
off,
lane
guys.
is that lane's perfect.
I'm sorry, Axel, and I was like, Blame 2 doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, we do 1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4. That's like hotels skipping the 13th floor.
We'll put
Yeah.
another lane in here or something.
Yeah. This is perfect.
Perfect. The challenge hill will be in lane 2.
Yeah. Shout out to X's and O's for the snacks. We got a grab bag of Nabisco snack packs here, and
Women's Council sent those over.
I don't know where they came from. Women's Council something, but we're eating them. We got Teddy Grahams. We got Chips Ahoy.
You're just doing the shout
Oreo
out so you
minis.
don't get in trouble for taking
Yeah,
them
for
without
eating them.
permission.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't ask because I didn't find anybody to ask, and we're trying to hurry.
So this takes the place of our normal
Taste test.
taste
yeah.
test that we do.
We're eating things that we already know taste good this time.
Yeah. But we'll talk more about the tournament here in a little bit. Another thing that we're going to start doing is we're going to start doing some product reviews.
Okay. All right.
So,
What we got first?
today we don't really have an axe throwing related product, more of a sponsor.
Shut up.
What's that?
Go ahead. You can continue.
Oh yeah, that's a we had to keep that down. We're going to do that.
That's
We're going to
next
do that
time.
a different
Next
time. Yeah. We're going to do a sponsor product that does that sponsors our melee team,
Yeah.
Goodr Snow. That's Goodr. You can see the box right behind us here, if I can point correctly backwards.
Oh, you nailed it.
And their newest product, which is good for the winners roundtable,
Yeah.
because we don't have any champagne.
Well, that's okay. We'll just act like we do.
Maybe come melee championship time, we'll be outfitted in these sweet new goggles from Goodr.
Yeah.
So nice
Right.
big case. Usually you just get a box and you get the little protector for them. But got these big old goggles. They're called
All right, he doesn't even know the name. Let me hold these.
Here for the hot toddies. That's one thing that's
right.
cool with Goodr is they do neat little names with all their sunglasses. Comes with an extra lens as well that you can change out. It's actually a yellow lens, so better for overcast conditions. Alex Martin could probably give us a better idea of what the best snow lens is for your goggles. But yeah, so when Murderers Row takes the championship later this year, we're gonna have champagne and goggles for Murderers Row.
How they look?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
They look
These
good.
are
I
okay.
think you should throw them.
Yeah,
That's going to help.
I'm considering it.
Well, maybe we'll just do a little after we finish this. We'll just film you throwing in those, and
Okay.
we'll put that in the video as
All
well.
right, I'm down. Tim and I are gonna play for first place, but I'm gonna wear these.
Yeah, so that's our first little product showcase. Once we get into some more axe throwing related stuff with new knives and backpacks and axes and stuff like that, we'll go a little bit more in depth with testing. There's not much we can test with the goggles, but we just wanted to show those off to you guys as well. If you guys are interested in any Goodr sunglasses, hit anybody up for Murderers Row, and we will get you hooked up with some glasses and protecting those eyes when you're at Angrywood this year.
All right, so these are fancy. They've got there's a film, so I couldn't see anything, but there's a film inside that you're supposed to remove first that is lets you know that it is anti-fog, anti-scratch treatment, and UV protection. But not only that, but there's vents at the top and the bottom, so like they shouldn't fog up at all.
Yeah.
So,
stay good.
pretty
and
nice.
ventilated. Adjustable strap on the backside.
Obviously.
They have 3 different options. They have the.
There's a flamingo on the side.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Shout out Chris
that's,
Adams.
Oh shoot! I forgot his name. Carl. That is
Carl
Carl.
is
the
into
flamingo.
flamingos?
That
Okay.
is Carl. He's right here
Yeah, they might be
on the
cool
box.
to throw in though.
as well. No slip, no fog, all conditions, all fun. That's
I
good.
can't throw normal glasses, but I'm sure I can throw them. Yeah, those are fine.
Yeah. you
For
think
sure,
so?
those.
Nice. So yeah, there's three different options in the Snow G, which is what they call the goggles. You got the olive green, the here for the hot toddies. There's a murdered out black setup, which probably would work the
Obviously,
best
what we're getting.
for Murderers Row, and then they got a hot pink version as well
For Chris Adams.
Yeah, so that's the Goodr Snow G here for the hot toddies, and yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some more stuff.
All right, Tim, did you throw knives? No. Are you going to come to PLS and throw knives anyways?
Yes.
All
I
right,
am absolutely terrible at knives.
That's okay.
We can figure.
them.
But see, that's the cool thing is we kind of force you to do it, and then you realize that, oh, I'm not that bad at it, and then it only takes like another, 1 or 2 times, and then you're good at it.
You say that, but
I'm just telling you, that's how it works.
There were guys who had never thrown knives that were hitting kill shots in knives.
Yeah.
Who never picked up a set of knives until.
I mean, Tyler hit
did.
multiple today
Yeah.
to beat me. Well, to tie me and then beat me. And then he was,
We went 4 and 4 on the final.
yeah.
We just
Yeah.
won the right ones.
Yeah, I saved him. Big brain moves. All right, so top 3 this weekend and everything was, let's see, duels was myself.
Oh, I meant overalls.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I won the overall
Yeah.
this time, yeah. But what was the third place team? Axe Mafia?
Yes.
Axe
Yep,
Mafia
Axe
in
Mafia.
third place.
Ronnie Patterson and
No, I
Gann,
can't think.
David Gann.
David Gann.
Gann. Yep.
And then second place was another team.
Colby and,
Colby and
Corley. Yep.
David Corley. And then Ian Malpass and myself took home the win. And then knives was,
You.
yep, I got first. Tyler got second. And, Brett
Brett got
Williamson in third. Shout out to Dustin Wellman, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dustin Wellman in fourth.
And
Yeah.
4 or 3 of the 4 events.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dustin Wellman, Tyler, and myself all finished in the 3.
That's going to make the pod. Somebody's going to laugh in the background, but I just tried to eat a cookie and it just
You
totally fell right down.
Nice.
So, sorry.
And
Right, this one's sad.
and then in Hatchet, there were 8 people that made it to the finals in Hatchet. So Nick Doan and Titus were 7th, 8th.
Michael
Yes.
Titus
Yeah.
from Florida.
And then 5, 6 was myself and Colby. 4th was Hayden. 3rd was Dustin Wallman. And 2nd again was Tyler. And Tim brought home the win. So those
That's
are the
right.
top finishers from the weekend.
Overall, had to be you, me, Dustin, I would guess.
Yeah, Dustin just by like 2 points and you just by a few. Well, I don't know what you got in duels. I
Yeah,
keep forgetting.
so,
Oh, yeah. For sure, you second.
No, you by 3 points
Yeah, me by 3.
over me.
Then you in second. And then I don't know how.
He finished in duels, but
Yeah, but those
Whatever
were
it was.
those were the top 3 finishers from the weekend. A couple of new people. What was the guy's name from Florida that I keep
Michael
forgetting his
Michael Titus.
name? For him, and then just
He was
I
up
mean,
there, though, at Bullseyes at the beach, too.
Yeah, and then what was the other guy from like Miami that he didn't finish at the top,
Morita.
but
Jonathan Marita?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
Joseph
I think
Marita?
he said he
Jonathan
goes
or
by
Joseph?
John.
John, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was throwing great in knives.
Hopefully, we'll see him at the next one.
Yeah, he was throwing knives. He was throwing duels really well with Fortner, and then the only thing I didn't see him throw was Big X. Yeah, for sure.
One thing to mention too that I thought was pretty interesting was he was actually using knives when he first started that didn't meet the rules.
Yep.
So he had to switch knives. So if you're out there listening to this podcast and you have knives that are modified, double check the rules, make sure that they are good. That way you don't end up in a situation where you have to throw something you feel uncomfortable with. But he was unaware completely because the rules are
Fairly new.
a little hard to understand.
And
for
new tournament. He hasn't
somebody.
been traveling, so he didn't really know.
Yeah, and I think that's also an amazing part too. Is he doesn't really do tournaments. He hasn't done tournaments, and he did great.
Yeah.
He did great.
I mean, Fortner and him were still throwing near the end, so they probably were like top 10 in duels.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But
I mean, he beat you in what? Or you beat him in what? B semis of your bracket in Hatchet?
yeah, I forgot that we even played. Yeah, because I was talking to him in knives, and then yeah, we did play in Hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
So you made up pretty far in Hatchet too.
Yeah, he's definitely an up and coming thrower for sure. All right, let's get back to that form. You've been getting a lot of good responses.
Oh, yeah. So depending on when Kyle puts this out,
It'll be this week, hopefully.
The podcast?
form will be
Oh,
open
yeah.
past that no matter what.
Yeah.
But we did put out a form. If you go to the discussion page, it is pinned to the top for feedback on what you want to see for the rules for next year. They are going to change in some pretty significant ways, I can tell you that. So I assume there's going to be some people who may not like that if you like the rule set as it is now. But our goal is also to kind of not change them for like 5 to 10 years after this
Okay.
in significant ways. So I think we're going to see some big changes going into next year, and then hopefully kind of leveling that out and not making too many other than like rule clarifications and stuff like that for several after that. But we do want to hear from all the community members, especially those newer league members who this is going to affect the most. You know, a lot of the top guys have, you know, we have a lot of the similar ideas. Like, we know what we think the game should be, but there's 13,000 people that play this game, and less than 1,000 are probably traveling.
Yeah, and although
sure.
whatever Tyler and I are thinking is the correct answer, we still want to hear your other answers. No, for those that don't know, Tyler now is working at or for World Axe Throwing League, doing a lot of data stuff, and so you've probably seen if you're active in the community and on Facebook, you've probably seen a couple of new things that he's put out. One of those cool thing that you can use last week that you can use to determine kind of what you need to throw to get to certain circuit point levels, like a little calculator type of thing. I didn't get a chance to play with it yet, but seems pretty much you make a copy of it, put in, what you have now, how many weeks are left or something like that. And then it'll tell you like, hey, for the next, your last 2 weeks, you need to average a 55 to continue on to, the 54 average, circuit point criteria or section. So he's doing things like that, figuring out, statistically, like I know there was talks of 7 throws for Big X at one point. So Tyler's been kind of looking at that data to determine if that would change anything or if it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, we all know it's a good idea, but
yeah, I mean it was a good idea. I mean,
many people were asking like why 7, why not 8, why not 9?
Yeah, and so I think
that was all data driven. Like,
and that's a valid question.
Reason why 7 was chosen,
and that reason is
that
Tyler would have beat me.
I mean, obviously. Look at PLS.
I mean, it's
it's
right there.
crush that cookie.
It gives enough space for the person ahead to gain a lead, but not so much time that lead becomes insurmountable.
Agreed.
Right, so that you can hit a kill shot on 6 and come back into it. Whereas if you expand it to 10 throws, then you get a lot of it's over before 9 and 10 anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if you expand it to 10, it's no difference of a chance from 5 because you're just taking 5 and doubling it. So
I mean, I think with 10, a lot of the times,
with 10, I mean, a lot of games would just
almost guarantee Lucas and I are in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, just if you look, if you just look at bullseye percentage,
I know what you're
only. Yeah, I mean, we would.
With 7, it gives us more of a chance because we can get ahead in more throws. But if you hit on 6, you're still going to force on 7. If you expand to 10 and you hit on 9, chances are we're still enough ahead.
Yeah, we've
even
still
2 kill shots isn't going to do it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's just because, and in Hatchet, that's not the case. Just because in Hatchet, there's a lot of people throwing, 7 bullseyes out of their 8, and so that's why you see a ton of differences. Whereas in Big X, you really don't see very often that people get locked in on their bulls and they're going to hit 4.
Right. Realistically, right now, if you can hit 1 bullseye, you're going to force your opponent to go up.
Yes, as long as because they're going to throw a 5, or even if they're perfect, it's still like a risk.
That's still like a risk, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah, 7 I think is something to consider, but those are the types of things that Tyler is working on. Another thing is a ranking system, which I know we talked about a little bit on our first episode or our second episode with Zach. I think the ranking system is going to be good. I don't think you've seen anything that's necessarily wrong with it, or found any problems yet.
I think that people's biggest problem with it is going to be that tournaments really don't factor in a lot.
Yeah.
That if you
sorry, Tim.
Well, I mean, this still would because
it would still help Tim quite a bit.
Quite a bit for this one, right? Because the ranking system is only going to affect you in a tournament if you are sort of seeded wrong.
Right. Yeah. So
since Tim was probably seeded 20th at this tournament and won, he would get a shitload of points.
Yeah. Whereas I probably wouldn't lose very many because it's still
lose maybe 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't It's basically a way to keep people. I mean, it just basically gets things to balance themselves out because if you come in, really low seed and you finish really high, then obviously you're a good thrower.
You should have been
seated higher, right? So it just rights the ship for future tournaments.
But if you place anywhere within 4 of your current rank, you're not moving.
You're not
moving up and down
a minimal amount. Points. Yeah. And points are not going to be you're not going to have a lot of people that are within 1 point of each other, or if they are, it's not a big of the deal. Yeah. So I think that in the end it'll be good. And the same thing, since it is using a lot of league stats, if you're at home and you're cheating and your bullseye is, a 2-inch bullseye and you're throwing a ton and you're finishing high on the leaderboard and then you show up to the tournament and you get, 49th place, you're going to lose some points, and then that's going to, be reflected in your seeding for the next tournament. Then you do it again and you're okay. So now that probably dropped you 20th seed this time. You finish 49th again. Right, you're going to be 49th seed at the next one. You're going to lose those points. I mean, not that quickly, but for the most part, that's going to be the thing. So So for all those people out there, I know y'all be drawing those bullseyes big. Don't lie to me.
But the other really great thing that I think that we can do with that system is not just to seed it for tournaments, but also to create some ratings restricted tournaments.
Yes.
We were talking about like doing
Yep,
pro-am stuff.
Pro-Am.
And I think pro, like the pro version of the tournament, always just has to be open. Anyone can register no matter your rating.
Correct.
But you can have like an A and a B tier at the tournament, which is like, hey, you can only register for this one if you're rated under 700.
Yeah.
You can only register for a C if you're rated under 550 or something, you know?
Yeah, there, you can pick a number
that's how
and
you
do
sort of
that.
pick those divisions, and then, well,
Yeah,
I
and
think it makes it better experience for a lot of those throwers.
Yeah,
because you're going
and-
against people of similar skill level.
And I think we talked about this, I think, on the first episode, but I think that that's going to be a thing that happens sooner than later where you, even without that ranking system, yeah, like I think even without the ranking system, you can still do stuff like that.
We don't want you to get fired, Tyler. You got to keep some of that
No,
stuff
but so,
quiet.
like,
Try to be transparent.
what,
I'll tell you all my ideas and like everything.
Yeah.
Like that. Like,
So this-
I mean, they're just ideas, so there's no guarantees that any of this is true.
yeah. But I don't even think that Waddle necessarily has to have those, because I mean, I would love for us to have a PLS this year that we do the same thing. We invite, the Pro League people. We have that tournament, but maybe the day before we have an amateur tournament, and those people now that win, let's say the top 16, the top 8, something, they get into the other tournament. And it would probably only be for Hatchet for that first time.
It'd be tough to
It would be so hard to do. Yeah.
To run 8 different tournaments.
Yeah, it would be so hard to do, one for everybody. But if we could do it in Hatchet as a proof of concept, then we can get an idea of timing and how long it would take. Because, I mean, that would be the ideal thing for a televised tournament too, right? Like, I know that it's cool, to have everybody throw and do all of that. But think about all the time and how many other people would get to throw if you only did, like, 64 people that actually got into Worlds. And then a whole nother tournament the day before of people that, anybody that wants to try can come out and do that. And then they get some money or some sort of prize, but their main prize and the main goal is to make the cut and make it into.
Yeah, but I mean, so even this tournament here, right? I don't think it affects time that much because we have 4 Hatchet brackets.
Yeah.
So brackets 1 and 2 can be the pro or the open brackets.
Yep.
32 people each. Right? And then you can have a 32-person like A tier and a 32-person B tier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely enough time. It's just we got to figure out how to do it and stuff like that. So, I don't know.
PLS, it would be harder because we are running
Yeah.
specifically a pro event that
Yeah.
is going to have a lot of people.
But I think we'd be able to get other people to come and do the amateur one, depending upon the type of tournament. So maybe for our championship, since I think we're going to limit the people that get into that one anyways.
Yep.
Right? And the championship can be like we've really tried in PLS to keep it to we only need like 1 day off work.
Yeah.
I think the championship is probably worth the extra day.
Yeah,
We can probably extend the time a little bit. On
Championship's going to be a
For sure.
2-dayer.
Yeah. Which is still better than half of.
Yeah. All right, so back to the form though. You've been getting some
right.
interesting ideas, but
So
before the ideas, Tim, what ideas do you think should change? Like if you could rewrite the rules, what are
Probably
the?
doesn't want to change any.
He's like, all right.
No, they're perfect.
He's like, all right, hear me out. How about a bullseye in the middle worth 6? No. So if anything that you could change that you think would be, ideal or not even like that you have the answer, but like I think we should use more of the boards, for example, or we should do whatever, what would be your ideal change?
Honestly, you guys already covered the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
I think Pro-Am is the way to go. It's more progression for people in their journey to stay motivated and feel the advancement, I think, in their progress. And Big X being 7 throws. I'm a huge believer that it should be 7 throws. It makes the game more exciting, both to watch and to play. The 7 throws does feel like a lot more than 7, and it feels very fair without being redundant, like what you guys were saying. I mean, you could make it 20 throws, and yeah, that's a bigger sample of who threw better that way, but logistically, that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
7 throws with the 2 kill shots at any time. I mean, that adds so much more strategy and outcome, and if somebody smacks 2 kills for the comeback, they've earned it. it feels less of a potential one lucky throw scenario for the rest of us. I mean, you guys always throw perfect games, but the rest of us,
I didn't throw any perfect. I might have thrown one. I don't know.
I didn't throw anything.
I think that's just not what I need.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. What would you change? What do you think the next rule should have or not have, or whatever it might be?
More ability for strategy to come into play.
Oh, okay. So you mean like mandatory kills?
Oh yeah.
No, not necessarily.
That's just
not necessarily.
But that's what people kept saying.
Mandatory kills.
People are saying we want strategy, but we also want mandatory kills. And I have bad news for those people. That is less strategy. That doesn't make sense.
Every bit of strategy.
Yeah, there's no way.
Every bit of the tiny sliver that currently exists in the game.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain point, it's almost like that anyway.
Almost. So the other thing about mandatory is that twice today, but the one time first game against Wellman and last game against Nick Doan, I was down 2 going into 8. And so I went up on 8 and I hit. And then with Nick, he missed on 9 and Wellman missed on 10. But like if I don't go up there, then it's like a foregone conclusion, or I would suck and throw a 5 on 8 and then give it a 3-point, and then now they're not even going up for their 2 kills. They're only going up for 1 kill.
Right. You're just leaving it in a position where
I'm putting
that they're used to throwing on 9 and 10.
Honestly, and I talked to Wellman afterwards. I didn't get a chance to talk to Nick, but I talked to Wellman afterwards, and he asked me, did I do the right thing? Because he ended up losing. And I said, I think you did, but it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like you could have gone for the tie. You could have stayed down and hoped that I threw a 5. But if you stay down and you throw a 5, now you've just given me the win. Assuming that I'm going to hit the next one and you're going to hit the next one, you've given me the lead. But he was like, it just made me think. And that's the whole goal of throwing on 8.
And as soon as you start doing that, like Tim, you even talked about it. The whole
not thinking
is really important.
So I literally Wellman
make them
and
they can make decisions.
Wellman was on par for a 64, and I wasn't doing it to I'm not doing it to purposely mess with them, but it's the only way strategy wise.
7 bullseyes in a row.
Yeah, it's the only way that I can get any sort of edge, any sort of chance to come back. Because if we just keep doing bullseyes and then going kills on 9 and 10, there's a chance you can miss one, and I could hit both of mine. That's happened plenty of times to me.
I think if I don't go up on 8, Fortner hits 9 and 10.
Yeah, just because he's in that rhythm.
He had to take 30 seconds to think about what he wanted to do and think about what the right answer was, and he was out of his rhythm.
Yeah,
not to be. I wasn't intentionally trying to do that, but
Well, but
it's not the goal, but it's the goal.
It is. Yeah,
that's the strategy.
That's the strategy.
As much as it's not the goal, it 100% is the goal to make sure that you're out of your rhythm a little bit, and that I'm able to. I'm putting all the risk on me. You end up losing to Tim in that fashion, right? You missed on 8, but so there's just as much of a chance of you doing that. Sure. If I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and go on 8,
went up on 9,
you might have missed too.
That anyway,
then you lose. Yeah, so it's a not real pressure, but in your head it's extra pressure to hit on 8, and then once you do hit, I've still lost after doing that. Other people have hit theirs on 9 and 10, and I still lose, but it's just a strategy. So
really, ideally,
we didn't even let Kyle answer the question.
I want to stay down.
Yes. I either want to tie or I want to take the lead.
No, I don't want to take the lead.
No?
Well, now people are getting smart to it. But
yeah. Originally,
when you take the lead,
then they're gonna go up. Yeah.
When you tie, it makes them really think about it.
And
sometimes they won't go up, and you've essentially just made them hit a 4.
I did that last year. A couple times to people.
Yeah.
But
and then people kind of caught on to our games.
Yeah, people started the word started spreading hey.
They're like, hey,
if they go up, you got to go on 9. Yeah. And honestly, I think Smith was one of the first people to go up on weird numbers. He would do it if he threw a 5 or 2 5s or something 2 years ago, he was just.
2 5s in a row kind of makes sense.
It does. That was me.
If I throw 2 5s in a row and I really don't think I'm going to hit a third one.
Yeah, if I'm not feeling it or whatever happens, I know that on 8, I'm not trying to risk it earlier than that unless I'm just way down.
Right.
or something.
If I'm down 4, like if I hit 4 or 5s in a row, I'll go up on 5. Sure. Like,
Yeah, what's it
Yeah,
matter
I
at
was
this
what's
point?
it matter? Like honestly, like if I miss it, like it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
I put in my head 3 points. If I
Yeah.
get down 3, then I'm going to go up to bring
Yeah.
it back. So because you're going to have to go for both. Anyways.
3 was my goal before. Now if it's 2 and it's getting
I
on
was gonna
8,
say, you
like
never,
it doesn't
you never
matter.
get to that point where,
Well,
where you're down 3.
hopefully
you
not.
hit too many bullseyes.
Well, all right, but then we just went on a fun tangent.
okay.
Kyle,
Thank you
Kyle
for
was trying to-
humoring us there,
Yeah.
Lucas. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Kyle was trying to answer. So strategy.
Yeah. So I know that. I mean, I honestly think that this assumption, like Tyler said earlier, we don't know anything for sure, but I would assume there's going to end up being more things on the board at some point. So I think that could help with strategy, but I know I had mentioned earlier in the weekend to you, Tyler, about a way to play some type of defense.
Yes.
And so I think that adding something like I think that the hardest shape would be a diamond shape that would be 2-colored. And at the beginning of each match, the throwers are assessed a color. And you can attempt to hit that marker, but if you hit your opponent's color, they get the points, and if you hit yours, you get the points, and vice versa.
I like that.
I mean that's interesting.
That's gonna that's the normal gameplay.
No.
I think that's real complicated.
It could be a really cool game.
Probably had.
Possibly, I think. So that particular idea is not an idea that is my own. That's an idea that Jason Kearney had kind of come up with a gameplay thing, somewhat like that. He's supposed to be sending me the stuff so I can show you that as well. But
Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to come up with something like U.S. Open and stuff too. And
Yeah.
who knows, like we do a fun event at the U.S. Open that people really like maybe that part
Yeah.
of that gameplay makes its way into the rules.
yeah, just something that gives it, because it's strictly an offensive game at this point.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, like as most precision sports are. You know?
Yeah, but we
Sure.
we talked
Well,
about
I
it.
guess cornhole's a little different. Like there's some.
Yeah, cornhole they allow you because you're throwing at the same. But with that particular setup, you could, in theory, use a single target.
I'm totally down for single target cornhole style axe throwing. I just don't know. I don't know how you decide like who goes. And then if you get a bullseye, then you have to take it off the board. Kind of like if you sink one in.
Yeah, I mean, we all have duals axes, and I don't care what happens
So
to my
my
duals axe.
yeah. I mean
Some people definitely care what happens to their axes.
Yeah.
I've seen that a
Hey,
lot.
but we can throw in. I mean, we can throw any axe. I mean, you
Yeah.
can have an axe dedicated for that game.
yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying. I don't see that replacing.
Oh
No.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I think.
like Force New League is like, oh hey, yeah, you're gonna like whip your. I know you just bought like a $200 axe from wherever. But, like,
Yeah.
So
we're gonna throw other axes.
Yeah.
so that brings up another thing. So what? How much of the changes are going? Are is the plan to potentially change gameplay for everything, or is it going to be something that we're going to maybe see league and tournaments differ a little bit?
I don't know Tyler's answer to that, and I don't know that they necessarily have the answer 100% yet.
Like, we don't have any answers. I can tell
Yeah.
you what I think, but like
I
can't tell you.
I think that you can have different rules as long as the league and the tournaments are throwing at essentially the same thing. I don't think that you
Certain.
can.
The target doesn't change.
The target can't change, and or the way that the scoring works also I don't think can change.
So the one idea I had for how you would the only separation I had for league and tournaments is if we put multiple bullseyes on the board that close out. In theory, if you hit them again, they would be 0.
Sure.
But in league they wouldn't.
I think in league you would get the points of the value that they're in. So that way, newer leaguers, if they hit the middle
aren't
six,
discouraged.
They can still get
going
sixes.
for the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they would get a 5 if they hit it a second time on the same half versus a 6.
I think
But-
just let them keep it. Like, who cares? Like, I mean,
because then the pro league people will never go for the other 6s.
Well, that's another
yeah,
argument.
but then
for,
if the app is going to be smart enough to know which ones you've hit, then you could just make that another requirement for Pro League is that, like, you can't go for, Like, it wouldn't be that hard to rule out, and those people would be dumb for not practicing that, like, in all honesty.
For not practicing, but like, but if I can get a higher seed by not risking a 3 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that I would like to see...
But the app's not going to necessarily... The app would potentially record...
It would record that you hit a left or a right or a
one.
top or a bottom or whatever they're in.
Would that make it... Would that open the door for... immoral...
Oh, for sure. For cheating? You can just say cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it definitely would. I mean, it definitely would. And I think with any rule change...
Because you're still going to have judges who have to know what they're doing. And
what was... I feel like...
I mean, so my theory is once you get to the point where you can hit 3 bullseyes and a half, you're not really an amateur anymore, and you could be going for those other bullseyes.
Sure.
So at most, we're talking about amateur throwers are hitting that middle bullseye a second time and getting 1 less point.
Yeah.
Because they would reset on the half again anyway.
Right.
So we're really talking about they're losing maybe a point. Because once you're hitting 4 or 5 of them on the half, you should be going for the outer ones anyway. Like, you have a high enough average. You're not really an amateur.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be the trick, I think, is regardless of what rules or what new add-ons to the game get implemented, is making it at the right balance point for all throwers, right?
Yeah, that's going to be the struggle. That's the biggest.
It's definitely going to be
How
hard.
do you challenge the top throwers without alienating the people, your
Right.
local everyday leaguers?
But...
Whether it's one rule for all players or an extra rule for the pro-am bit, right?
I mean, I think that's what it'll do, though, is with the change, it will challenge the new people, but that will still, going back to having the amateur tournaments, there will still be the option for them to now compete in that, to where they're not, feeling like, well, there's no way I can do, the other.
Right. I would also really, really, really love to see the open/pro tournaments throw the second 5 for 1.5.
I mean, I think that it would be fine. I think it just, I think it would be fine within, 6 months. There would just be certain people that would just need to figure that out.
Oh, and so that's another big thing. 2 things with the survey. One is if you submit that survey by Friday, you will be entered into a drawing for a Colossus,
I can't wait to win
a
that.
set of Blackhawks, and the Hatchet of your choice.
All right. All of them? I get all of them?
All of them.
Oh, you better pick mine. Another
It's really bad.
another strategy thing that we talked about this weekend was that I think that if you and I are playing and you hit all 10 bullseyes, I should have no way to beat you. I'm like 100% like
You
you
mean 8 bullseyes?
No. I mean that if you can stand up there and you can hit all 10 bullseyes, I shouldn't be able to win until overtime. Like, unless I also threw...
That should only be to come back.
The only way that... It can only be used to come back, or I would say that... And I don't know... It would get too complicated, and that's why it's probably not going to happen, but I do think that if, on 10, I'm within 1 point of you, or we're tied on 10... and you decide to stay down and I decide to go up, I should be able to win. It's still better than a bullseye. But that would be the only way that I think that you could hit 10 bullseyes and I could win. And that would be if I hit 9 bullseyes in 1 kill.
I'm gonna steal somebody else's idea here too. What if you put something on the board you could hit that would extend the game?
I still think that 10 bullseyes would be better than hitting any other thing, because that's the main goal.
That would still apply to that, I think.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I like the 1.5 bit and 1.2 as well, is that, kill shots are meant to be, initially, right, they were meant to be a way to come back. They were not meant to be something to secure your lead.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be sort of like a desperate, I'm down, I need to hit these. And if you're throwing a 1.5 spin low kill shot is really fucking hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, the goal wasn't for people to be throwing 64s. Right. And the other axe throwing association that shall not be named. No, ITF, their big thing when they made the premier rules was they were like, we're tired of seeing 81s.
I mean, that was so ridiculous.
I mean,
like,
yeah, it was to the
so
point,
easy.
and like this is no offense to Jenna or any, but like she had her chance for a 81 like a year and a half ago, and she has gotten way better since then. So now she could definitely throw an 81,
Right.
like with the standard rules. It was definitely way easier, but it was to the point where it was like every match was going Big X, and so that's why they changed their rules. And 64s are not nearly as common as 81s were, but I would say they're as common as Premier 81s now, if not more common.
Well, this is a good question. What do you think's harder?
I would say that with Premier.
Yeah.
I would still say probably a Premier 81 is harder than a 64. It would be very close, though.
I think that the 64 is still a little bit harder.
Well, I mean,
I think it's way harder to hit a Premier Clutch than a kill shot, but in Waddle,
It's harder to hit 8 bullseyes in a row than it is in Waddle than it is in
right.
ITF.
And when Waddle, you have to hit 10 good shots in a row.
yeah.
In ITF, you need to hit 3 good shots.
Well, you need to hit 4.
Well, because it's best.
Oh,
it's
but you're
5
saying because
throws.
those bulls are just so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're using the right size axe. Like if you're exploiting the rules as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
like
know.
the way you say that, exploiting the rules.
Yeah, I mean,
as much as possible.
I think that it's about the same though. I don't think it's a huge difference in difficulty.
So I've thrown Premier.
I haven't. I've only thrown one Premier season, and that was before they added the box, and one Premier tournament since then. And I hadn't thrown in like a year by the time I played that
I've thrown
tournament.
in a total of 3 ITF marathons in 3 years.
Okay, not bad.
The last one I did was Premier, and I still hit more 81s in that league than I did in Waddle, which I've been throwing consistently.
Wow.
When I did 64s in that Waddle season, which I've been throwing consistently.
Well, that's just because maybe I'm
I
jaded.
just suck at Waddle.
Yeah, maybe I'm just jaded because I had like, I don't know. I think that my good season this year I had like 9 64s. So
But also consider, right, if you threw ITF at the same frequency that you throw Waddle now,
I would throw Premier 81s.
would you still think that a Premier 81 is hard?
Probably not. I probably only think it's harder right now because I just don't have one, and it's just because I haven't thrown in a Premier
Yeah.
season since they've added the box. Because without the box, it was just torture because you had nothing to aim at. It was just use your imagination and try to hit the middle.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the box is that board quality could really affect.
It definitely does.
Like if you have a harder board,
Harder board, softer board, anything.
Where like the bottom of my axe was covering the thing completely, but like it was just.
It just wasn't in,
didn't go
yeah.
Far enough in, or the opposite.
It was too far in.
Too far in.
Yeah.
Right, so like dipped a little bit or whatever.
All right. Well,
And that's
ITF sucks, anyways.
Yeah.
No, I actually.
Like you could have that, right?
Yeah.
But I would argue.
So
in Waddle-
Hot take.
Very subtle.
I think ITF only sucks because there's just like it's just dying.
Yeah.
Like
There are
I mean,
tournaments.
yeah, there's.
I don't-
I would 100% throw more ITF if somehow they could get on a schedule of like every other weekend is like ITF and then the other weekend is Waddle. Like I would try to go to things.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, just look at the Waddle schedule and then schedule tournaments. But yeah, I mean that's why
Yeah, was
I
gonna say, we have
stopped
the
throwing.
PLS tournaments in
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah, like, let's stop.
We did talk about PLS being in Indiana.
Yep, Indianapolis. Yep, at Ryan Gustin's Flying Squirrel
Yep.
in Speedway,
Indiana.
right next to or right down the street from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the Indy 500 will take place roughly a month and a week later.
All right. Well, so if you haven't signed up yet, which I think a handful of you have,
Yep.
that sign up is available. ProLeagueSeries.com.
That was
Click on schedule.
anybody who was in the Pro League in 2022.
Anybody
currently in
that's gonna make
2023.
it for the next season,
Correct.
if you
and
are in
then
there.
top 25 non-pro league in any of the other disciplines
Yep.
as well.
2022 or 2023 season.
Yeah.
Also, top 10 like female throwers.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or if Tyler and Kyle and I come up to you and invite you.
Yeah, Tim, you're invited.
Yeah.
Who?
Tim's,
You were already invited.
but now you're invited.
Yeah.
And then we invited John.
Yeah.
We did. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a good invite. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, because
Because
I don't
there are
think he does
throwers
this anyway.
there
Yeah.
are throwers out there that we haven't seen yet that are like him who
that we
haven't gone to tournaments and are clearly, whatever it was that stopped him, likely what stops a lot of people is financial or work related, paid time off. So, that there are definitely throwers out there who are good enough to compete, and we'd love to see them all there.
And we did that nomination thing for the first one, which was really cool.
And if we don't get enough signups, we'll do it again.
When are we?
We're cutting it off.
The signups are unlimited until
April 1st.
And then after
and it's
April
not
1st.
a joke. It's not an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. But then
Shuts off.
On April 1st, we're going to turn off the signups, and then we're going to cap it at 96.
We're turning the signups stay turned on. We're turning the cap.
Well, we're gonna turn it off for like a quick second, and then turn it right back on, and then cap it at 96. So if you haven't signed up by then, and we're already at or over 96, then we will be turning it off. If we have not reached 96, then we will turn it back on and still accept them until 96. But our goal is to not have more than 96 people if it happens after that date.
Because one of the goals is to have a smaller pro tournament.
Yeah. And we're already at like 15-ish people, I think, 15 to 20. 15, so if you haven't signed up, then you're going to miss out. I think I counted you in the 15. But yeah, we're around there, and we're hoping this one's going to be better than the last one. I guess we haven't been on since the last one, because we did the podcast before, right?
We did it on before.
We didn't even touch on that. So PLS.
We didn't even talk about the winners from PLS.
Yeah, so I was.
Yeah, let's go through the winners from PLS.
Yeah, let's go through the winners real quick.
That's okay.
But
we work on our schedule.
yeah, but first, let's talk about who was the top finisher, and then we'll go into the winners. All right, so. Man, who was it?
What do you want to talk about?
What was
the top
first?
Finisher?
What was the first thing we threw? Knives? No, big axe.
Big axe.
All right, so see, we'll just jump right into that. All right, big axe. Tyler won.
Jerk.
I got second.
Jerk.
Who got third though? Yes, John Depke got third. So those were our top three.
I believe that's right.
Dylan with fourth. So all four of us. There's four more people, but all four of us got all of our money back from our entry fee. Yeah, and so let's see, who was 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? Let's see.
Tyler Schultz was throwing on fire.
He was.
Manny was also up there.
Manny was up there.
Fran
was
tied 7th, I think.
So I think she got 7, 8.
I can't remember now.
I don't know, but a lot of people did good. Yeah,
Zach was tied 7th.
Yeah,
he got his money back.
All right, so those were our top 8.
He got his money back for
all four disciplines.
So.
By just getting 8th place in one discipline. And then what was next? Next was Hatchet. I promptly lost my first game. It was really cool. I spent a lot of time in the B bracket. I did, however, work my way back up to.
Frustrated him enough he switched axes.
4th or 5th place, I don't know, something. So yeah, so Hayden got 2nd place to Philibom. Hayden won A bracket. Philibom came back, double dipped him. So Philibom, Hayden.
Heats was 3rd or
yeah,
4th? Because I think
4th.
Garrett was 3rd.
Yeah, Garrett was 3rd. 4th was Teets. 5th was me and
Manny.
I don't know. We should. We have it written down somewhere. We should have looked at that.
No, we don't.
I forgot we were.
Good job, guys.
It's more.
I don't. All right. Well, we don't know who it is, but there's a thing posted that does tell you who it was. So let's move on. Next was Knife. Oh, I did this really cool thing in Knife too, where
Sebastian
I lost.
won Knife.
Yeah, maybe we should just do like top 3.
Yeah, that's gonna be way easier. All right. So Sebastian won Knife.
Yep.
Travis got second.
Travis was nailing 2-spin kills.
He was. He hit 2 of them to tie a game or to win a game.
Santinello.
Yep.
4th was. That's it. We're stopping at 3. I got 5th again.
4th was Manny.
4th was Manny.
Probably. Yeah, Manny beat me. So I ended up getting 5th. I didn't make it to like the final bracket. And then next was Duels. Was our last thing.
Yep.
And Duels was Flow Bros with the number 1 spot. What's up? They beat that trash team that has won Worlds like a couple of times. Brown Johnson got 2nd.
You're just lucky.
Uncle Cump.
3rd place was.
They were the world champ. Uncle Cumps.
No.
Or they were the
That was like
first
2019. Before they had old bullseyes back then. That doesn't count.
Ooh, hot take.
That was real. I mean, we actually had old bullseyes until the final match in 2020.
I thought Trump had any chance of listening to this podcast.
He's never going to. They'll never hear that. And then who got third? Dylan again. Dylan and Garrett.
Yeah.
So
Dylan had the second best finish, and then Becky, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and then you.
Yeah, and then you. Besides, even though you won 2 things, you threw like garbage in the other 2, so it brought you down quite a bit. But
there we go. That's what we're looking for.
That'll help a little. That'll give us
Manny.
some things,
Manny was in 5th.
Okay, so
Philibom
Manny definitely
6th.
got some stuff. Yeah, Philibom didn't do great in anything else.
Knives. He
went
finished top 10 in knife.
He went 0-2 in
17th in Big
Duels.
Axe and Duels 25th. Yeah.
All right, so that was a short recap of PLS, but I think overall PLS was a success. We had a lot of people tell us. We tried to get a little bit of feedback where a lot of us, there were a couple of people that liked the no bleed knife, but a lot of people that hated it.
Yeah,
It definitely
I've never
confused.
flipped so hard on an idea.
On one of your own ideas.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean,
I have had a lot of people.
That was a good idea.
I have had a lot of people ask about what we're doing for knife next time.
yeah, well, we don't know, just like Waddle doesn't know what the new rules are, so just give us a minute.
But we've.
I would love to try and do 5 at a time.
Yeah, so we've
What-
discussed 5 at a time. I think that would be cool.
Our goal is to try and do 5 at a time. We're trying to logistically figure out how to get knives that everybody could throw, though. So we're working on that. We have an idea. We're gonna give you an update hopefully soon.
Let people borrow some, like if we can get some from Waddle.
Yeah, if we can
Mario seems like you might be able
to help us out with that. Yeah, so we're gonna try. I mean, I got a set of harpies today. Somebody can throw. I mean, there's options. So
The other option we could pitch this tomorrow is how many house knives do you and Ryan have?
I don't have any at my place.
Me? I have 0 house
I also have 0.
So like, maybe we could purchase them at cost. from
Yeah.
Waddle and get them there
I still
and
think.
house knives.
Yeah, I would totally do that. I think right now the issue is that, like, much like axes, like, we couldn't just, like, magically get stock axes and people would be okay with it because, like, everybody has some sort of custom thing.
That's what I was people who had like
Even if it's just tape, yeah. Yeah, like, just tape is enough that we're like, okay, we're taping these up, and then the other guy that was going to use them doesn't want tape, so taking it back off,
Take the tape back.
and then you tape them back again when you get them back. So I don't know. 5 knives is what I think is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Angle grind the like
Yeah.
residue off.
And when-
To the
Yeah.
point where they're illegal after
And when
that.
we say 5 knives, it would be instead of throwing 3, retrieve, throwing 2, it's throwing 5 knives.
Yeah, so you would throw
At a
your
time.
whole front and then the entire back
Yep.
all at once. You would only go up to the board twice. But
So
I think that would be cool.
Wait, you're a knife thrower. What do you think?
Yeah, Tim's real big on knives. He just
you
told us
guys-
earlier.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, he was
Man.
thinking. Tim wanted to do 10. We had to talk him
amazing how
down.
you do that.
We had to.
Tim's like,
Why stop at 5? Let's
Yeah.
do 10.
20.
Yeah. So, but no, that's what.
there's a really cool picture of like 20 knives in a board from
That's
this
right,
weekend.
baby. And I didn't even put 2 of my harpies in there. But no, I think PLS went well. I'm hoping, obviously to improve on some of the things. Hot take. This is Tyler and I still believe this one to be true. Our newest idea for practice throws. There's no warm up time. You don't get warm up time. Don't show up to the venue 3 hours early. Don't.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah. We're
you-
doing that again.
You're gonna get 10 throws. 10 throws before your game. So if you're in the first bracket, you're in the second bracket, you're in the third bracket, doesn't matter. You're getting 10. If
That's
there's
something you should get during the practice time anyway.
Yeah, if-
you're actually like rotating with every single person in the tournament,
yeah,
you should be getting around 10 to 15.
yeah. So 10 throws before your first match. Doesn't matter if you have a bye, if you don't have a bye. Although maybe bye should get like a couple extra. But like realistically, 10 throws.
12
No.
and a half.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Why do you
It's
need
just 4
12?
sets of, Because
Because
you throw the 10th one and you just stand there with 2 knives in your hand. Just throw those ones too.
Yeah. Well,
Take
why?
1 extra second.
I mean, I guess, but why do you have to throw all 3? But if we're gonna switch to 5 knives.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so you're just going to throw 10. Just stop ruining our own plan.
My bad.
But yeah, so I think I actually would love to see it at future tournaments because it does suck when you are only given a time, and this is not like any one tournament's fault or anything, but this is what's been going on for years, is that you get a time that you can practice. And then if you're not able to, be there in time, or let's say you're throwing in like a bracket that doesn't start for 5 more hours.
Yeah, so that's how it was. That's how it was this tournament, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It was fine.
But like, if I had decided to come in and practice because I was in bracket 4, if I had decided to come in and practice at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.,
it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered because I would have been cold and likely sore by the end.
Every tournament, for the last little bit.
The victim of this too is like sometimes people don't rotate like they should. Like,
100%.
And you get people who do 80 practice throws and
right.
someone else gets 5.
Take 5 and rotate. Hot take.
10 throws. Don't even worry about the rotating. Just get 10 before your first one.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets the
problem solved. Equal opportunity.
And also, so some people were complaining about like, every other similar sport gets so much practice time. So I did some research.
What did your research come up with?
Turns out that's false.
False. That is not true. So like things like
darts,
bowling, cornhole.
They don't get it.
Get a ton of warm up before.
Extremely strenuous sports like
where you actually have to like relax your muscles.
Baseball pitchers, they come in. They're gonna
or
get
a thing.
But even at that, they for the most part they get 10. You get 10 warm ups, and then boom, you're throwing it down. Basketball, they're going out and doing basic stuff, shoot around, layups. Football, they're getting pass repetitions and stuff like that. Those are sports where you make a wrong movement and you're gonna blow an ACL, or you're gonna end up having Tommy John surgery or something like that. Right? So I mean, you can make that argument for big acts for some people.
If we had 1.5 spin, I'm gonna need more warm up.
Nah, get over it.
0 warm up.
Negative warm ups.
You and I talked about it too. Even when they do open up practice before a tournament, realistically, if everybody's rotating and all of that, these tournaments are only getting bigger. So you only get a few rotations in anyway, so that 10 would kind of cover that regardless and be a lot easier to manage.
Okay. We're almost done. My wife is trying to cut the podcast. We're basically done anyways. Yeah. But yeah, that's part of the problem is just how practice works. And
the bowling, you get like 15 minutes. That's like with like 6 people.
Yeah.
And they said that usually equates to 2, sometimes 3 if you're
3 frames.
If you're not frames, like
throws.
3 balls rolled down. All right.
Yeah.
I think the other, like even today, like we came in all the finals were today. We threw duels, so duels was like kind of a warm up. But then after that, when we got to warm up for knives, I was like, I'd thrown like twice, and I was like, I'm not gonna get better. Like unless I'm having an issue.
They're not practice throws. If you are practicing at the tournament,
it's too late.
It's too late.
You've done something wrong.
Yeah, I was just like standing up there throwing, and I was like, I'm just gonna be done. And then I stepped back, and then you 3 were still throwing. You needed to still throw. You were dropping everything. Everybody else though, like
my first knife didn't make it to the bowl.
I'm just but like, and then the same thing happened in Big X.
That's because you kept trying to under rotate them like they were Blackhawks.
It was so cold.
We did the same thing though. Like Big X, I threw a few, and I was like, I'm done. This is dumb. Like, just can we start the matches? Because I'm not getting any better. I'm gonna waste all my good throws in warm ups or practice, and so like I just need to get started. So I don't know. And maybe that's just me. Maybe there's other people that feel like they need 100 throws before, but like start bringing your own target. We'll make those disc golf things that like you can practice your throw with like the towel on them. Yeah. We'll make those, but that are axis, so you can just like throw them at the wall, and then you can get warmed up as much as you want. But
that sounds good.
We had good feedback on that actually. A lot of people really liked it.
I mean, I think a lot of people did. I think the only thing that I will say is duels. We didn't communicate well, and we want people to be able to throw a little bit more than duels. So we are going to figure out a way. Yeah, we're going to figure out a way to have practice earlier on one of the other nights, hopefully.
For new duels teams and
sure.
people who haven't thrown knives.
I mean, if you're an old duels team and you want to throw, like if we have open throw, like you don't have to just watch.
Yeah.
But like just Oh, I mean, I probably will watch, but I'm just saying, like, if other teams wanted to throw, like,
I'm just gonna go up there and throw on something. I'm like, I'm gonna practice with you.
yeah. I really wanted that to happen in duels. I wanted to be ahead by so much, and then
And then just throw it and go,
them miss their kills, and us not even finish the game. Just
Yeah, we didn't-
game over. Just walk up there and get their axes for them. Just take a fault. We did have that actually happen today. Tyler and I were playing, and we both wanted to drop on throw 4. And I maybe we can get this clip in here. I think it was on the live stream, but I
That was awesome, actually.
instead of dropping, I decided like, I'll just be an idiot and throw it like
Bounce
underhand,
it off
like
the
a
wall?
like a golf. I don't know what I was doing.
It was completely side. Like,
Yeah, it was
side-on.
completely
There's
sideways
no way it should have stuck.
and upside down, and I guess my big X was just thin enough that it still stuck. It was stuck in the 3, and Tyler and I looked at each other with the biggest eyes ever,
What?
because I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to score points. And they were about to give me 3 points, and I was like, oh, I know how to get this. I'll just walk up there. And they were like, drop fault.
Yep.
So we still went kills, and of course Tyler won that game. But yeah, that was a interesting thing that I had not had happen before. Any closing things? Anything you want to talk about?
No, just make sure you give us those comments. Maybe I'll go on later and I'll tell you what I think the actual rule should be.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna save that.
We could do tournament
Yeah, after PLS, we might try to have an extra day or something. Like maybe if we finish early enough on Sunday to do it Sunday night, or possibly on Monday or something, we might try to work something out to test some ideas. So if you have an idea, comment below on the YouTube video, or send us a message on the PLS page. Let us know your ideas. We'd love to hear that. And then also fill out the form if you have ideas. Fill out the form. That's the only way they're going to get your feedback and be able to actually look at it. Yeah, if you put, I'll let you know that all of those.
I can tell you with absolute certainty that
That's not the new rule. Those have all gotten actually thrown out too. So it doesn't matter what else you put on it. If you put mandatory kills, they just immediately pulled it from the thing, because that's not going to happen. Okay. Well,
I mean,
I say a lot of
even
stuff. I don't
agree
work
with
there.
mandatory kills, but I'll be honest, I kind of want to put that in now.
Yeah. No.
They're not just.
Well, you know what's going to happen is you're going to get like 100 of them that say mandatory kills now.
Every time.
So any of them that are put in after 2/19/23 and they say mandatory kills, throw those out.
Oh, and if anyone's worried about missing all the updates, I know Bottles put out like a bunch recently, like 4 different updates.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I think we'll put out like hey, here's a link to like the 4 that we put out.
Here's what you've
Yeah.
missed.
Here's a brief overview and like the links to the 4 that we put out this month, and we'll pin that to the page.
Yeah. And the last
got waxed.
thing that I wanted to talk about, and we're just going to leave it as a teaser, we're going to talk about it next episode, is going to be how seating is going to work for Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was an update on that, and so if you haven't read through all of that, episode 4, that we're going to talk about it for sure. I'll
So
try to remember.
There's also some more. We also mentioned earlier that we would talk about Melee. Our next episode will be at the Clash at the Cut in 2 weeks. So we'll talk about seeding for Worlds. We'll talk about Melee because that'll also be the last tournament before the first Melee at Keystone.
Yep.
And then also another really quick product placement. If there are any left, Jesse and PBR released their first T-shirt
Collab, yeah.
collaboration this weekend. It also guarantees you a win at your next Tier 1 tournament. Tim
did wear
Tim
his.
can show it. Tim is the
You got-
Tim wore that shirt proudly to the win.
Yeah. Yeah, this murder hose shirt didn't get me anything but first place 3 times. This is bullcrap.
Yeah, the Axe Throwing community is gonna hate Murderer's Row before it's all done. I got the crow calls on order.
Yeah.
We got crow masks on the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, crow masks.
But
Yeah, Tim, real quick, if you would pop that, show everybody your muscles too. Let's show them the front and the back.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna really see why people should have mentioned him as being the most athletic.
No, don't take the whole shirt off. He's just stripping it.
Look at that. So So we got Jesse's logo there on the back
Perfect.
with the target and the PBR logo.
Yep.
And the PBR right up front there.
Yep. I got a patch.
Good-looking
I
shirt.
got a Velcro patch that looks like that.
Yeah, me
I know
too.
everybody's jealous.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, they come in white and gray. So as long as Jesse still has those available, hit Jesse up.
I assume he'll have them if
Select
he's at
models have
Keystone.
the padding in the shirts too.
Yeah, that look like the muscles. You can look like Tim. You can look like Tim. Yeah, if you buy that version.
Yeah, what he's not telling you is that's actually a size medium.
But yeah, we're gonna hop off. Thanks
And
to
then
Tim.
and then next time as well, we'll have hopefully some new products to review
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Today we did the Goodr Snow G's, but we'll have hopefully actually we'll probably throw a little clip in here of Lucas testing the Snow G's with some throwing here in a few minutes.
we're not gonna get that clip. Jenna's gonna make us leave.
We'll see.
If you don't see that clip, it's because of Jenna. So
Yeah.
just know.
But yeah, we'll have some new knives. I know Lucas has teased the Greedos.
Yeah, I'll have a set of Greedos on next time, and I think probably by the 5th episode we're gonna do a giveaway. We got some stuff to give away to subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, now's a good time to do that. Go ahead and get on there, and then we're gonna have that giveaway. So thanks to Tim and
Also,
Tyler
if you're
for being on.
listening on Anchor or Spotify, and you feel generous, so Lucas and I have put together all this podcast stuff just out of our pockets. So if you feel generous, I do believe there's a way that you can donate on there. If you
We
wanna,
can get cooler stuff if you do
we
that,
can do
like
some more
some
cool
cool
things
lights
and
or something. I don't know. We'll get something crazy.
a case to travel with all of our stuff. So
That
if you
is
feel
actually the
generous,
hardest part.
and you guys have been generous enough by listening and watching, so thank you guys for that. And watch this episode. Tune in 2 weeks or so when we're at the Clash at the Cut in College Station, Texas.
I'm sure Tyler will be on again. Hopefully Tim wins another tournament. Don't win all of them. Save me some. But
hey, this tournament's what put Tishko on his tear last year too.
That's what I'm scared about, Tim.
Launching pad.
Tim, don't come to PLS, actually. Yeah, don't even worry about it.
I just got lucky. I got lucky.
You know what the worst
No,
part of
no
this
luck.
whole thing is? I convinced him to come to this tournament like last week, and I was like, "I'll even drive you there."
I almost didn't come. I almost didn't come.
And I'm like,
Oh, my
like,
God.
we're in the finals. Like that $2,000 is like that might get you your Uber home.
Yeah. Yeah, that good luck. But yes, thank you guys for being on, and I'm sure that we'll have other news from Tyler later on in the year with updates from Waddle and things. So he'll probably be on again, and if Tim's at tournaments and wins again, he'll probably be on again. So thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, share. Tell your friends. People that don't like axe throwing, send it to them. People that do like axe throwing, send it to them.
All right.
We'll see you guys
See you guys next time.
4.
Episode 4. See you guys.